Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another edition of WBE TV, 23rd April 2026. Let's see what we have by way of news today. So, US news for 23rd April 2026 at 8:30, which is about 18 minutes away. We have medium impact news, unemployment claims. Then at 9:45 a.m. we have medium impact news, flash manufacturing PMI, and flash services PMI. As always, reduce the time between planting that seed, and harvesting. Poverty loves procrastinating. And now I look at our levels for the day. So our bull target is 27,195, and we are using the target from the daily time frame because our hourly time frame bull targets have already been smashed, as you can see. So PDH 27,136, PDO 26,729, PDC 27,083, PDL 26,727. Our bear target is 26,834, and our pivot 26,948. Now let's see what we have on the charts. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, you can see on the charts that we've already smashed our bull targets. So we picked the target from the daily time frame to use as our next daily target. We've gone up quite a bit. Yesterday we had some big pullbacks, and then this morning we took off again. We are back at the daily open right now. Almost tagged the PDC, established a new London high. Tokyo high is right above us around 27,097. But today is unemployment claims. Unemployment claims typically skews bearish, so just bear that in mind. But as always, we just follow what the market gives us, right? We're waiting for our next boundary to form. We already have some nice moves on the previous boundary. We're waiting for our next boundary to form to see if we can get another trade. Morning, Money. Morning, Kool-Aid. How you guys doing? Currently, our bias is for buys. So bear that in mind as well. We also have gone more than 400 ticks to the upside from our entry. So this could be a reversal for us. This could be a reversal trade if anyone is interested. I mean, it's a little bit late, but this could be a reversal trade for us because we've already gone more than 400 ticks, and OSOB is signaling a sell. So anyone who's adventurous enough could go in for a sell.
Lord, I forgot about y'all.
Morning, good morning, morning. We're live on YouTube. If anyone took that sell, you're up about 70 ticks right now. You're up 80 ticks plus now. Make sure to lock in because this is a reversal play. So make sure to lock in. It's very likely we get about 100. We got close to that, got about 95. That's 100 ticks. Make sure you're locked in to get a pullback around here. Make sure you are locked in. Digging into a 1 hour bullish gap at this point. Make sure you're protected. We're 6 minutes away from news. If you're in any trade, make sure you're protected. So we hit the 1 hour bull gap and we rejected it. Let's see if we can come back down. Maybe reject 038 thereabouts and come back down. We are minutes away from news. Again, make sure you're protected in all your trades. Seconds away. Okay. Let's see what the news is like. So, unemployment claims came out negative. The forecast was 211,000 and it came out 214,000, an overshoot of 3,000. So, negative. Like I said, prior unemployment claims have skewed bearish. So, let's see. We could get a buy up a little bit though, or a choppy move before we go down. So just be careful. Make sure you're protected in your trades. And just let the market do what it wants to do. Mondaish. activation high. If you protected, you're out of this trade. If you didn't, you're back at break even. As I mentioned earlier, we are training bullish. So you want to take a buy off the boundary, this is the buy entry for you. If you're still in the sell, you can hang on and see how this plays. I personally am out of all trades. Yeah, it's still holding. We break above, we could probably go and fill that buy side liquidity around 0.79. If we break below, and we break below the possible bull breakout of 0.09, could come down to fill this sell side liquidity where the boxes. 26,948. We have a gap above us and a gap below us. It's going to be interesting. Excuse me 1 second, guys.
No problem.
Good morning.
Hey, morning, Ghost.
Oh. Ooh. What are we looking at?
Trying to Let's see what the market's going to do. Looks like we're buying up or having a hard time breaking this level. So, see.
Take a look. Oh boy! Everybody have a good night.
Yeah, can't complain. Currently in buys right now, so let's see what happens.
So those are run up to 2783, right?
783, yeah.
So pushed up 83, swept liquidity at 83, and then pulled back to what's that? A 2-minute fair value gap, right around 24s.
Yeah. Okay, where's it? 24. Yes, yeah. Right to the fair value gap. So right now it's just stuck between two gaps right now.
There you go. All right, cool. So
I'm back.
this, let's see. Looking at OSOBs and everything else, it could push higher if it stays above 2719, right? So 2719 is kind of line in the sun. You drop below 2719, you definitely push lower into these other fair value gaps that just got created this morning. You do have a gap and a liquidity pool right around 27,000, 27,007, and then you have another one right about 26,980. You do have those to the downside, right? But of course, if you push higher than 2783, you're just going for new highs, right? Which I think still have a target around 27,135. Okay. Nothing wrong with the buys right now. I think that's a valid buy position. As long as we stay above 2719. Okay, we could push back to retest. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, just swept right into that low. That was quick. That's nasty.
That's real nasty.
Swept right into those fair value gaps. Well, I'm stop. Okay. 19 came right into these liquidity pools. 975 and lower. Do we have news? Was that news? That looks like a news kind of.
So we had news at 8:30. Unemployment, and like I said earlier, unemployment tends to skew bearish. I don't know if we had anything just now. I'm checking to see if we had anything just now that could have done something. I don't see anything yet. So if anybody was still in that sell that I called earlier on the reversal of the up move from the OSOB, you should be up at least 300 ticks. Okay, Trump puts this up there. I've ordered Navy to shoot any boats putting mines in Hormuz.
That's definitely a declaration of war. If anything else.
So could continue selling, or it could take off now. We still didn't fill that 1 hour gap, so the bull gap I'm talking about. And Ghost said if we close below 19, you're pushing down, right? So that's the line in the sand for sales. And actually, now our buyers should be on sales because our line in the sand for sales has been crossed. Boundary has been broken to the downside. I just have to be patient and wait for an entry. I think we lost Ghost.
Yeah.
I'm done for the day.
Hey, one and done, right? Nice.
Yep. Yes. This thing dropped and I was like, okay, good. Thank you. Try not to be greedy.
Nope. We will not have it.
Yeah, so if you took that sell, you hit to 356 ticks. So let's see if we go back up or if we come down, close this 1 hour gap. We have about 11 minutes to close this 1 hour gap.
Right, can you guys hear me? Oh,
Yeah, we're getting feedback. One of them.
right, is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's see. Sorry. I got dropped. I think my internet went out or something. Okay. Let's go back and take a look. That was a nasty drop, but looks like we're pulling right back. Right. So came right down into these liquidity levels, and it's been doing that. If you look at this, pretty much all morning, we've been dropping into some kind of liquidity zone, and then we bounce right back up. So if you're in that buy, you would have been taken out. Buy. Let me see. Let me get this going. Yeah, and you couldn't get into that sell, right? Because that candle was just too big, right? So you can't really jump into that sell. Yeah. Yes. Structure though, looking at structure, that buy kind of looked iffy too, right? And that's why I was kind of looking for price to get back above Asian high pretty much if it was going to continue to push higher, right? But then also the sells kind of look iffy as well. Kind of look tricky on the sell side. simply because you're coming into these fair value gaps, right? And it did tap into the fair value gaps that I talked about, right? It did tap into the first one, which was right around 27,000, and then you tap right into the order block pretty much. Actually, into the fair value gap down below, right after the order block, you had another fair value gap right around 26,975, 76 area. You tap right into that, and it's pushing right back up.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the question is, does price push over 2716, right, to give you opportunity to get into another buy, which would be buying off the low of that box right around 2724, or does this hang out until we get the next box, right? Your oscillators are definitely pulling back. We just need a pullback from the 30-second, right? Not a sell-off, but a pullback to give you an entry, right? If we're looking at what we talked about yesterday with liquidity sweeps and whatnot, right, then this would have been, technically would have been a sell, right? Because you had a sweep at buy side, which was right around 2775-ish, right? Swept the liquidity zone, and then you started to sell off, right? And then structure and everything else kind of lined up for a sell, but based on the box, you had to take a buy because that's what you had, right? So now we wait for the next opportunity to set up.
So, Ghost, question. I had initially called out the sell around 818 because 818 time for the time, and that was basically sell around 43, 44, because the sweep of the downside, the liquidity that was created at the downside, right? Sell side liquidity that was created. If you took that buy off the earlier boundary, we went more than 400 ticks.
True.
And rejected. So for me, when I saw OSOB reversal signal, I called out the sell.
Which is valid, right? Which is totally valid. If you took the sell, that would have been a sell out of the boundary, right? You're not using the boundary for that sell. Yeah. So that's a valid trade, right? That would have been a valid trade if you were selling, if you're not using the boundary and you're selling using OSOB, and you're using the liquidity sweep, right? You had a bull sweep and then price run up, then you had a bear sweep and price came back down into these liquidity pools, right? Which also lines up with your 100 EMA, right? So if you did that, that's a valid sell, right? So if you are in the sell based on that strategy, you're in the sell and boom, you made some money on that. Right? If you were using the box, you'd have been in the buy because you're above all your confluences kind of lined up for the buy, right? Structure might have disagreed. The bear sweep at the top might have disagreed, but your confluences overall lined up for that buy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So not a bad trade either way, whether you took a sell or took the buy, not a bad trade. Right, because you followed your rules, you followed your system. I'm gonna have to see what they want to do here. I want to sell.
They're still below. They're still below the that's the level you called out. Is it 2719?
Yep. So I'm not really in a hurry to take a position because this could continue lower. If it can't break above 719, 724, this could push lower. If it does get below 975, it's definitely coming back down. You're looking at price coming down to about the 900s. You'll be coming down to the 900s. Let's see if I can get a measured move here. Yeah, so if you get below 996, this could continue lower. And you're looking at price coming down 26,900. Okay. Okay, and then if you get above 17, you're looking for price to go higher. 17, 19, you're looking for price to go higher, and this will definitely push for a higher high 135s.
Okay.
New high of day 35. So we have to wait this out. Kind of see how it ships up and how it plays out. Let's see what's VIX doing right now.
VIX is kind of consolidating.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not in a rush to do anything with this market. Let's take a look at news. Let's see. Do we have anything earnings today? What do we have earnings? Tesla.
No, nothing but no earnings today.
I we should be done with earnings, I think, for a while. I think.
Okay. We got Intel today. So Intel is NVIDIA pretty much.
Intel, right? Yeah, we have Intel. Let's go.
So NVIDIA and AMD will run as sympathies of this. Right, of Intel. Those will run as sympathies of Intel. So it could be another bullish day.
We'll get a boost there. Yeah.
Be another bullish day depending on how that ships out. So let's just be patient and kind of wait for a move, because what you have right now is you also have a fair value gap right around 27.35, right? And you could easily get into that gap and just roll over. But 27.19 gives you opportunity to ride into that fair value gap 35, so you get about 20 points on that move, and if it does break, then it goes to 47 back to retest Asian high, and then above Asian high, you're looking for London high, right? And then once you get London high, you're looking for price to break through London high and go to 135 previous day's high, right? You're looking for price to get up there. So let's see, right? That was a beautiful sweep on that order block and a fair value gap. 5 minute was an order block, 2 minute was a fair value gap, right? So that was a beautiful sweep on that area, right, to move back up. So the question is, do we pump and continue through 719? Right, get a close above 719, I'll look for a buy. Okay. Preferably you could wait until we get above 724. Right, get a candle to close above 724, which kind of eliminates that fair value gap, and then you can look for a trade to go to Asian high, and then above Asian high, you're looking for a trade to go higher. So we'll wait. Looks like it's really starting to set up for that buy move, though. Right, if you look at your OSOB, look at all your oscillators, you're setting up for a buy.
Yeah. Okay,
I would have loved to see the 30-second pull back a bit before we can take an entry, but this is looking like it's setting up for a nice buy opportunity, right? And it's been doing this again all morning, right? Pulls back, stops buyers out, and then continues to the upside, right? If you look at that first move right around 710, you had a bear sweep, price dropped, took sellers out, right? And then you had a bull sweep and price took off to the upside. So they've been doing that all freaking morning. Okay, so it wouldn't surprise me if this hit a beautiful U-turn and started to rally. Yeah, so we're approaching 19. If we close above 19, scared money, you can wait, get in the trade at 24. That'll be more confirmation if we close above 24, and then you look for that pump, right? Close above 19, I'm gonna start a position. To start a position above 19. If we reject 19, that'll be a rejection of lower boundary, right? 19, 24-ish. If we reject that and we close back below 27.15, 27.12, I'll look for a sell trade.
Yeah.
Okay, there comes 19. Can we get a close above that and take a buy? Beautiful pump into 24s. Let's see, 40 seconds on that candle to close. So let's see. What are they gonna do with this? Banana news. Five seconds on that candle. Can we close above 19? Okay, red at 19. Again, scared money, just wait for 24. But I'm taking a buy here. I'm taking a buy here. I'm looking for Asian high. So I'm looking for top of my box, and then once we get past the top of the box, I'll move stops to entry. We're about 30 minutes from the open, right? So once we get past the top of the box, I'll move my stops to entry. And then once we clear the top of the box, 35, I'll be looking for Asian high. And then once we clear Asian high, I'll be looking for price to go to Tokyo, then above Tokyo, previous day's high. So let's see how this plays out. Volume is a bit low right now, but yes, it is. So
Ticket is already at the top.
yeah, that's the other thing too, is I would have loved to see a pullback again, a pullback on the 32nd before executing, right? But I'm getting in. I'm taking a startup position on this one. Right, I'm gonna ride this trade because it looks good. Even if we get a pullback, the pullback might even be a reason for me to just add to it. Pullback might be a reason for me to add. So if we get a pullback, as long as holds 27,000, I can look to add to it. I just need price to close above 25, 24, 25-ish. It's close above that level. $27, can we pop? I don't like how the ES is moving on this one. So if I'm comparing, right, I just don't like how I don't like how the ES is moving. But if ES can lead the pack, we can break out. Let me see how the Dow is doing. Dow. Where are you?
Dow is coming down.
Yeah, so I don't like how ES and Dow are moving for this move. Right? I would love to see the Dow pop, and I'd love to see ES pop. If those two can pop, then NQ can for sure pop. Okay, so 20 ticks on the move, not bad so far. Let's see.
Dow is turning up. ES is also turning up.
Let's see where this goes. Okay, pushing on. Can we get to 35? Let's see if we can get to 35. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna get a pullback here.
80 seconds was like, yep, that's what was gonna happen.
Yeah, I just kind of didn't like how the ES started to move. ES was moving a bit funny on this one, so pullback definitely coming in. Let's see if it's really a true pullback. And then again, I don't like the speed at which these oscillators are moving. They're not moving fast enough to confirm that this is actually just a pullback, right? So I'd love to see them move a little faster than this to the downside, right?
Yeah.
To confirm a pullback. And then if I can confirm a pullback and price stays above 27,000, I'm gonna add to my position. Okay, I would like to add to this. If it does break above 35, 37, I'm gonna add to it. Instead of trimming, I'll just add to the trade. I'll look to add that. You know, love to see this 30-second come back down. Give me a good strong pullback so I can get a, you know, get a decent entry. But if it doesn't do that, then I'll look to add once we break above 35. There is a big volume node right about 37, 35, so be careful if you're gonna follow. If you're gonna follow me on adding to that trade, just be careful. If we get a decent pullback, right? Get a decent pullback into 27,000, 27,002, then we'll have enough liquidity and enough momentum. Maybe we'll build up enough momentum, enough volume to kind of break above that volume node at 30, 37.
Gotcha.
Let's see what we got here.
At this point, it looks like the market is just waiting for 25, 30 to come. Market open, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm also thinking like after this big spike down and it's struggling to get back up, I'm like,
I don't know if it's really struggling. You just don't have there's just no volume, right? Look at your delta. Your average delta is about what, 42 to about 200. Like, yeah, it's weak, right? It's weak.
Yeah.
Me, actually, I like that sweep, right? Because you did sweep liquidity, you swept at key levels, and then you start to move up. So I kind of like that for an upside move. But again, you know, the move doesn't really mature unless you get above 27.35, right? Can't get above that. This could be a nice channel that gets broken right around 27,000 and the market just flashes back down. I hope it doesn't do what it did yesterday. Flash, and fly higher.
Both ways.
Right. Yeah. I hope we get a clean move to the upside.
you know, if you compare the behavior from yesterday's Asia to today, it looks the same. So just be mindful of that.
Repetition. Okay, let's see. Pulling back to 27. So we can get down to 27,000 for the pullback. I just don't like the speed at which those oscillators are moving. Too slow that it could literally be a sell-off. Break the channel and just drop. I don't even like how the ES is setting up on this one. It can literally break that channel and drop lower. And if it does, I'll cut. If it does get below 995, I'll cut the trade. Below 995, I'll cut the trade. But let's see. Maybe we get a new box before everything else, and then we'll make a different decision.
Yeah.
I just don't like the speed of the 30-second oscillator. It's not coming down fast enough for me.
Yeah. So for me, I'm looking at this, and historically, the only news event that has been that has held true throughout all the madness with the geopolitical stuff is unemployment claims.
No, do we have unemployment today?
Yes, we have unemployment 830.
Oh.
So we typically sell, like, no matter what happens, we usually go down.
Yeah, so this could be going down. If we had unemployment, it could start with a move to the downside before trying to continue higher. I didn't realize we had unemployment. Yeah, if we had unemployment, that could be possible. So, but either way, I'm gonna stay the course, right? I mean, if you're not in anything, the sell coming off lower boundary looks ideal, right? So you can take the sell if you're not in anything. I'm gonna hold my position again. If we stay above 27,000, I'll look to add to the trade. If we get below 995, I'll cut the buy trade and I will take a sell trade, and I will be looking to ride even lower, right? We're looking to hold that thing into 26,900s, and there she goes. Almost hit my stop loss and then rejected and bounced back up. So let's see if this thing wants my stop or if it's gonna go for target. Okay, it just flashed, so it didn't stop me out. So let's see what it does. I don't know why Ninja didn't trigger that stop. It should have triggered that stop at 995. So I'm gonna hold it. Let's see. I don't know why that didn't trigger. But yeah, yeah, I didn't realize we had unemployment. So let's see. Again, another rejection right off the same level, right? Right off the same low, we got a rejection. So are they willing to offer lower or not? It's the big question, right?
So, and also at 9:45 after market open, we have PMI, flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI. Just a heads up.
Cool. So I could definitely go lower. Like I said again, I didn't like the speed of the oscillators and how fast they were moving, right? How slow they were moving. They were moving too slow, which to me was kind of a sign that, yeah, this thing could make a flash to the downside. And I think I did mention that, right? So again, we just flashed same levels. Another opportunity to jump into the buy if you were fading that candle, right? But I'm not adding to it right now. I'm just waiting. Right? That flash should have stopped me out. If it didn't stop me out, the gods have a reason for that. So I'm gonna sit chill, sit tight and chill, and see what happens. Right? Let's see what happens. Interesting market. Interesting. So the buyers are not willing to give up 977.
27, yeah. I think 27,000 is like their land. This is our territory.
Yeah. So if the bulls do come in and they take, right? So right now the bulls are gonna have to take 28, right? If they take 28, this could go higher. Right, but again, for me, it's not done yet. I just don't like how the 30-second oscillator is moving. Don't like it at all. It just didn't pull down fast enough for me. So you're gonna need to take 28 to buy. Stop's 995. That is the stop, 995. It's gonna have to stop me out if it wants to, but I'm not gonna chicken out of this one.
About 12 minutes away from market open.
Sweet. Bring it on so we can just mark this thing one direction or another. Either way, we're gonna make money. Either way, we're gonna make money. We're gonna make lots of it.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Excuse me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Let's go. Pop it.
You got to give her words of encouragement because she needs it.
Pop it. Let's go. The only thing I don't like about this is a lot of sweeps, right? There's a lot of sweeps.
And then
Between Asia and London, right? And we haven't really taken any direction. We just keep sweeping.
so this could just be a whole lot of accumulation for another move.
Yeah.
But does it make sense to have this many sweeps to go higher? I mean, sentiment has been bullish, so I don't think it would need that many.
Why not? You need liquidity to keep pushing, right?
That's a lot of liquidity. I don't know how that's a lot. Unless people are, the sentiment is slowly fading from being bullish.
I mean, you're being bullish for too long. It just, to me, those sweeps are just a sign that you need liquidity to keep pushing.
Yeah.
So I'm still bullish overall. Let's see if we break our higher. Coming back to retest those 25s, right? 8 minutes to the open. There's a volume node right around 37. That node needs to be taken if we're gonna push higher. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think this open is gonna suck.
I'm getting the same feeling too. But see, I got a feeling it's going to bounce between 0.62 and 27,000. But
we need to break and make a new high. That's what we need to do. But the way this is shaping up and the way those oscillators are moving, this could literally just come right back down. I just don't like where prices are right now. Maybe back down to that 27,000. See what's the VIX doing right now. Shit, VIX is weird. That flash and drop. It's crazy. Five minutes to go. Yes, is looking a pushback down. So let's see. Below 27,000, we could go back to sweep those wicks again. Right, and if we get below those wicks, then we're gonna go lower. Something tells me I need to flip my position to a bearish position, but I don't want to do it.
Trust your instincts. Never lied to you.
No, trust your plan.
Yeah, you're right.
So here's a new box. So I think we're going back for that week at the bottom, 977. We're going back for that, I think. Let's see what the new box does, though. Right, we break below that new box. I'm gonna change direction here on this trade. I'll go bearish, and maybe by then I'll hit my stop loss 995. Because we failed to break above to go higher. We're kind of pulling back. We came back into those 24s, 27s, which would have been a break even for me, but whatever, right? Now we're coming right back down. We can claim 24s. We can close above that, so we can claim that level. We're coming back down. I think we're coming into these sweeps that just got created, right? Those wicks down at the bottom, 977, 979. I think we're coming back to that. So let's see. 2 minutes before this candle closes. 2 points away from my stop loss. Weaken me again. Stop me out if you.
Nice.
Just stop me out already if you're gonna do it, so we can flip this sucker. All right, cool. I'm gonna flip the position as soon as this bar closes. So we're gonna wait for the bar to close. I'm not gonna rush to re-enter into the trade. I need the bar to close in about 7 seconds. Then I'll make a decision. If we close above the bar, I'll go for a buy again. It is what it is. Okay, there goes that bullshit. Help me out and turn around. Alright, we're gonna be patient here for the next move.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to be patient.
This is definitely wild.
Yeah. said it. So stop me out and then go. All right, so we're above the boundary. If we close above it, I'm back into my buys. Like I said, it's not gonna be a nice open. It's gonna be a wild open. I don't think it's gonna be smooth. We've just left a lot of liquidity everywhere. I do like that this time around the 30-second OSOB is lined up, right? So if we do get above, again, this closes above the boundary, I'm jumping in for a buy. I'm getting back into my trade. Patience, patience, patience. All right, ES looks like ES is pushing, but still stuck at levels.
Yeah. You don't think the 30-second went too fast?
I like how fast it moved actually on the pullback. I like how fast it moved. On the way back up, I don't like how fast it moved back up. But I kind of like how we are still lined up on the 2 minute. So if we can take 27.35, I'm looking for buys. If we fail, come back below the band, I'm looking for sells. All right. Still nothing. No confirmation yet. Up, pushing lower.
Looks like we're coming for that sell side.
Let's see. I'm just watching right now. I think is it moving total polar opposites? ES is pumping, NQ is pulling back. It's a silly open. So it did come back down into those weeks, right? And we pull right back up.
Oh yeah. ES and YM have taken off.
Yep. So Nasdaq's gonna go to the moon, I think. I think NQ is gonna pump. I'm taking buys. Taking buys above this boundary. I'm going for buys. Let's go. Come on, can we break out? Everything else is breaking out except NQ. It's locking off.
Sheesh. YM and ES have gone.
NQ's little stepbrother.
Yeah,
He's dragging his feet.
NQ is slacking, but there was a lot of liquidity created. There's a lot of sweeps, right, that were created off NQ. So retesting those levels does not surprise me.
NQ is like, I need to finish those sweeps first.
Okay, here we go. She's really just not going anywhere. Just stuck. It is stuck. It's not going anywhere. But if ES breaks above, what is it? Is that previous day? Let me see where ES is at in terms of levels. ES has got room to pump. So if ES can pump above 157s, ES goes to 160s, then I could see Nasdaq pump to back to 838.
Pulling back.
Yeah, that's because they're all stuck at a resistance level right now. They're stuck at supply right now. NQ is looking good though. Question is, can it hold? Can it hold and get above 25 for a pump? Like I
30
said,
seconds is looking good.
it's not gonna be a simple open to play. Right? Looks like the trade wants to take its sweet time to mature.
Going on mute for a little bit.
No worries. Still failing to pump, so this could definitely go lower because we're just failing to get above those 20s to go to 25. But that would be the ideal move: get above 20s, close above the boundary, and then start to take off.
Right.
It's just not happening yet, so we don't really have a trade. I'm gonna move my stops to break even because I just don't like how this is moving, but I'm gonna move it to break even and just watch how this thing goes. I'll break even right now.
Reminder, 9:45 news.
Let's see if this pumps. That's 70 ticks on that move. Let's see. Depending on where you got in, right? If you took lower boundary, you're about 70 ticks on the move. If you're waiting for upper boundary, you don't have a trade yet. Candle hasn't closed yet. There she goes. Still struggling to get above that 24. So again, we can get clapped right back down. If we cannot close 24s, 25s, we're going to get slapped right back down. We need to get through that liquidity area. We need to take out buy side. Okay, we have closed above the boundary, so you're good for a buy. Worst entry is 20, 27.20. Okay, 27.27. Can we go to 35? Here's the question. You should be up about 120 ticks if you took the trade when I called it. If not, you're about 10 points. Let's see if we can get 35. And 35 done. Beautiful trade. So if you're in the sell, if you're in the buy earlier with me, you've recovered 100% recovered on that trade. Just using this one trade, you should have recovered. So you hit the target 35. All right, so let's see what the market wants to do. Do we get more points out of this? Can it squeeze above 35 to give us a new high? You squeeze above 35, I'd be looking for price to go to 27.50. Again, it's not going to be an easy open. This is a nasty open. Okay, we're not taking liquidity on either sides. We're just there. See if we can pump. New books shipping up. What does price want to do here? Do we get above 27.25 or do we go back below 27,000? Let's see. Looking 25s. Can we close above 25s? See how this new one shapes up and what it gives us. There we go. Can we pump? Beautiful pump. Let's go to 45s. Let's go. Let's get 45s. Leave 45 is smashed. So now can we break out of 45s and pump into 65? Be a 20-point move out of 45 into 65. $45 to $65 looking good right now. Let's see if we can finish that move. $45 to $65. We cannot reject 45. If we reject 45, they're gonna flash this thing down.
Nielsen 5.
If we do reject 45, they're gonna flash it down. If we do break out of 45, this is going higher. 65, and then past 65 we'll go to a new. So let's see what happens. There we go. 65 incoming. Beautiful. Give me 65. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 65. Can we get 65? Come on, baby. We can do it. It's there. Maybe about 62, but I'm looking for 65. $65, baby. Let's do it. If we break 65, we're going for a new high. New high of day. What's that? 3 minutes to news? Yeah. All right. For your buys, your trade should be protected right now, right? You should be protected. You should be deep in profit. Again, ES is continuing to pump. So if ES can get above its current high, then it goes to previous day's high, which means NQ will pump as well. Just a little bit of correlation here. Just a little bit. Market's trying to breathe. Worship ups. Yeah. Let's see. See what happens with this news. Either gonna be a straight flash down, or we just gonna pump and go. Yeah, it looks like we're pumping.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
All right, 65 smashed. 65 smashed. Right. So I don't know where you're at on your trades, but you should be deep in profit. Deep in profit. If you're getting on the first box, you're deep in profit. If you're getting on the second box, you're starting your new trade. You're literally just starting a new trade here. But if you took the first one, reversal coming up off lower boundary and then off the upper boundary, boom, boom, boom. You're doing pretty good right now. We did hit 65, so I'm expecting some kind of pullback. If it does pull back strong and it gets below 35, it's gonna sell again. But in this case, right, you're looking at your 2-minute boundary. You won't have a sell. You won't have a sell until you get below 27,012. Right? So you'd have to be patient. Patience. Right, 65 to the tick and it pulls back, right? Doesn't get better than that, right? Does not get better than this, right? Told you exactly what I was doing and where I was going, and it got to that level and it's pulling back. So for me to be interested in buying this, I need to see a 2-minute bar closing above 65. It looks like we're gonna do it. Let's go. Let's go. We got 4 minutes to news.
I think news already passed already.
News already hit.
Oh, did we? Oh, I thought it was at 10 o'clock. It was 9:40. See, this is why I don't need to care about that kind of stuff. This is why I don't need to care about that kind of stuff. I just need to
just gotta execute. That's it.
I just need to execute. Because if I start to overthink it, then I'm wondering what time is news, when's news coming out. I don't need none of that. I just need to make money.
That is it.
I just need to make money. I don't need to worry about all that bullshit. Well, we're making money. We making money. What I say, you're not selling until you come back down below what, 27,012. So you got no sell, but you got buys, right? You got no sell, but you got buys, right? If we can get above. Now what we need is 83. We need to get above 83. So just be very careful because we rejected 83 a couple times overnight, right? We weaked that level and rejected it a couple times overnight. So we need to break and close above 83. Otherwise, this is going to just bloop, hit that level, come right back down. Let's see if we can get through 83. If we do get through 83s, we are going to 135. Right now, this is how you trade. Cut your L's, and you gotta cut your L's and look for a new position. Always wins the game, right? Always. Long term, that's gonna keep you in the game longer, right? Cut your losses when you gotta cut them. Move on. I didn't get stopped out the first time. I don't know why, but the second time it came down, I was out the trade and I started looking for a new position and made everything back and then some. Right. No reason to hold on to a losing trade. You cut it, you let it go, and you find a new position. All right, so let's see if we can lift. We've got 83, right? And we drop right into some kind of resistance here or a supply around those 2790s, right? So let's see if we can lift through 2790 to go higher. Again, I'm looking at ES as well to see if ES does start to pull back or if it continues its move to the upside. Okay, we've hit 27,100, right? So depending again on where you got in, right, decent gains all the way to the top. I think the worst entry should have been about 2720. That should have been the worst entry, 2720 for the buy. Because that was the previous 2-minute box, 2-minute range that we were trading off of. And so if you took that overall total, you're up about 75 points plus. Depending on how you manage the trade.
It's like it's playing in this really huge channel. Looks like.
Yeah, if you look at the ES 30 seconds, it's definitely moving in a channel, right?
Yeah. Top of the channel, come right back down, bottom of the channel. So.
Yeah, so I'd be looking for ES to stay above 160s if this is going to continue higher. I just, again, OSOB is starting to signal a move to the back to the downside, and there you go. I can't call this stuff fast enough. You got to get the tools and look at them yourself, right? Especially for those on YouTube, right? You got to get access to stuff and look at it yourself. I just can't call some of this stuff fast enough, right? Because while I'm out of a trade because of something I see, by the time I call it out and it gets through Discord to YouTube, you're late, right? You're gonna be late on the exit. I just can't call it fast enough. But it's all real time, right? It's all unfolding right in our faces, right? So let's see if this is another sweep on liquidity for price to go higher. Because ES just pulled back and rejected point of control and it's moving up, right? So can NQ follow the same deal? This is on a 30-second time frame. I'm watching ES on a 30-second time frame, and that's what's kind of guiding my decisions on NQ on a 2-minute time frame, right? So just doing some correlation between the two. Let's see where YM is right now. YM's just ranging. I don't like this. I don't like this. Promise that's not me typing. I don't know who's typing.
That's me. That's me.
That is not me typing. All right. Let's see. So if you're in the current range, you're in a buy on that current range, right? You're in buys. Those buys have given you. Those buys have, yeah, you should be at break even, right? Because you've already got more than 120 ticks out of those buys, right? That last range, you should be at break even. You already got more than 120. Let's see how far we've moved up. So yeah, this could come back down and start to sell off. If I was going to entertain a sell, I would not entertain a sell until I get confirmation below 41.45. right? So which means, break below the upper boundary, close below 42, 45, then I'd entertain a sell, right? That's the only way or only reason I'd entertain a sell, and that'll be a sell off the upper boundary, and I'll look to rate that back down to this lower boundary. So first target would be the midpoint, which would be about 25. I'm only calling the last two digits because I don't have the brain space for 27, 25. That's too much, too many digits, right? So I'm only calling the end bit of it, just so it's easy for me to also take some trades, right? Not just sit here and pull stuff out for you and not be part of it. So anyway, if we get below 45, I'm looking for 25. Below 25, I'm looking for price to come back down to 27,000. If it holds 27,000, I'll look to reverse and go back up. Again, quite a few trades, right? A few opportunities, right? Is the way I look at it, right? Rather than just one trade to go 1,000 ticks or whatever. Because this market might not give you 1,000 ticks. It's just not breaking out the way I'd want it to, right? 83s, you literally just swept liquidity up there. You didn't break out to go. So we're coming back down. We close below 45. I love to take a sell. And I will take a sell below 45. Okay. We stay above 45, that could be a retest of a boundary. Close above it, you could still look for another buy entry, and your buy entry would be about 27.60. Let me see. I still don't like speed of the oscillators, right? I'd love to see these oscillators flash down, right, into midpoint, right? So price comes down to the midpoint. As these flash down, then you get an opportunity to buy at a lower price, right? Versus looking to sell at the lower price. So you're gonna start a sell, you want to sell at upper boundary. You don't want a sell at lower boundary. In this case, you might be a bit too late to the trade. Okay, there goes your 45. There goes 45. Let's see if this thing can push lower to 25. There she goes. Can we get 25? Like so close, but not there yet. I want to see 25 to influence the next decision. It came down to 30, which is a 30-second fair value gap, and bounced right off it. I think we get my 25 though. 25. Would be nice if it came back all the way down to 27.20, and then we can look for a buy off that lower boundary right around 27.20. There we go. Give me 25. Give me 25. Like 5 points. No.
Not
It's,
today.
it's coming. It's coming. She knows who the master is. 25 done. All right. Okay. 25 done. She knows who the master is. And here comes 27.17 done. Right? Okay. Can't play with me. Can't play with me. If you took upper boundary sell, you made money on that one. You should be out, but you should be at break even. Whatever you do with that trade, that's on you. I gave you 27.25. That's about 20 points, right? Again, these quick moves mostly for you.
They call me Market Papi, Papi, Papi. Money, 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 money.
Okay. Market is kind of choppy, right? We're not sweeping what is it? Asian let me see, where were we? We're not going as low as Asian low, right? We're not sweeping the Asian open. We're not sweeping the highs of London either. We're just kind of stuck, right? So when the market is stuck like this, I just scalp. I look for the opportunities that make the most sense and I make the most out of them, right? I'm not gonna sit here and try to look for a 600, 700 point move if we've got a, what is this? Oh, there she goes, melting down while I talk. We've got about a 200 point range, right? So I'm gonna look for the moves that look obvious and capitalize on them the best way I can. Right?
I think if you bought right here, this would be a good buy, but very short lived.
Well, I mean, looking for a buy here before price goes above upper boundary, you'd be taking a big risk, right?
Oh, yeah,
if you're gonna buy, right, you'd want to buy 27.18, 27.17, right? That's where you'd buy. This thing looks like it could melt down to go sweep Asian low, right? Which would be really, really beautiful of a trade, right? So if you took that trade from 45, right now you're up about what is that, about 60 points, right? You're above 60 points on the trade. So we could break through 980 and just keep going lower, right? Just keep going lower. So if you haven't closed out of that trade, your stops should be at break even. You should have secured some partials already. Okay, it's the kind of market we got, and this is probably not a day to trade all your accounts. It's a day to just trade a handful of accounts and be done. 1, 2, 3, be done. I'm not gonna trade more than 4 accounts with these shenanigans. That's gonna be it. So I'm probably looking for one more opportunity and I'm done for the day. It's 10 a.m. So 11 o'clock. I want to be out of here. Back into the same liquidity pool, right? this 980, 970 level, back into the same pool, right? And this thing could reverse again if it can't get below there we go. It needs to get below 960 to continue lower, right? Below 960 it'll continue lower. If it can't get below 960, we're just sweeping through the same pool and bouncing right back up. All right, what time is our next zone? Let me see. Just maybe it might be time to just wait for the next zone. 10:58. That's a long ways. 10:28.
Yeah.
Okay, 20 minutes of waiting. We can chit chat and talk about whatever as we wait for that, or as we let this one play out. But yeah, there you go. Came right back into the same pool and it's bouncing again. So if it closes above 27.17, you got good reason to buy. Buy it back into the same pool on the opposite side. So that's all it's doing. Up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up. Where is my 20 tick, 40 tick? 30. God, kind of bullshit right now. Just need to grab 20 and move on. Maybe 50. Maybe I'll grab 50. Above 17, you have room to buy, opportunity for a buy above 17, and it's just gonna go right back up to the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
So again, really, really simple trades, right? We saw the sweep of 83, right? Wicked all the way to 100 and then came back down, broke below 45. That's our confirmation to take the trade. Could I have taken the trade right at the top with the sweep? Absolutely. You know, I could take that trade with about a 15-point stop, but by the time you get the memo that I'm taking that trade, you're late, right? If I give you a heads up for 45, you can execute at 45, right? Because then you have the time to see what I'm seeing and prep for it and take the trade. If I tell you to get in at 83 on the pullback, you don't have time to see what I'm seeing to take the trade, right?
Or even be comfortable making a decision.
Exactly.
That's
right.
It takes more time. Am I okay with this? All right. But yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
So if I give you confirmation at 45, you can get in at 45. You won't get the sniper entry, but you'll get a decent trade that you can actually work with, right? You can work with that trade. You know, if you took that trade from 45, you got about 290 ticks, almost 300 ticks out of that trade. That's enough for your ATM to fail you out, you know, trail that trade perfectly and beautifully and make you some good money, right? What's the next level I called? Buys at 27.17, right? You get enough time to see what I'm seeing so you can prep for the buy at 27.17, right? But if I just say, oh, okay, we're sweeping into the same pool, buy 965, you're going, why the fuck is it buying 965? It won't make sense to you, right? It won't make sense to you. So I'd rather give you something that you can see and look for the confirmation and go, okay, I can take this, right? If you're following what we teach in the Discord, then you're waiting for price to close above, that would be about 28, right? Yeah, about 28. Let's see, did we sell off enough? No, not enough for you to rush the entry where I got it. So you're waiting for 28 before you can take the trade, right? Close above 28 would be your extra confirmation or confluence, and you can take that trade. Let's see what this thing wants to do.
Might finally say I'm ready to come back down. A lot of wicks are left at the bottom.
I mean, I'd love, if it does come back down again, I'd love a pullback. That would be a nice pullback for me, just looking at the 30-second time frame. If it does come back down, that would be a nice pullback. Okay. Let's see. If we hold 980, I'll hold on to that trade. I'm not going to cut as long as we don't break below. As long as we do not take out 950, I'm still holding, right? We don't take 950. I like that pullback. That is a beautiful pullback if we cannot take 950. Because on a 30-second, what you're going to end up with is some kind of double bottom, right? And then you get a breakout. So for me, that's a beauty. Trump Social, I have ordered the Navy to shoot any boat putting mines in Hormuz. All right, looks like we're going down. There's some bombing incoming. You see, I don't know these days if we can treat threats as good news. Because threats.
I don't think they care.
Huh?
I don't think they care anymore. I think initially, yes. Initially, yes. And after a couple of weeks,
that news is old though, Ghost.
Yeah, that was from like what?
That was earlier in the day.
Yeah.
No, this is 10:01 coming into financial juice.
Oh,
Really? Then they're repeating it because that was posted earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Because I just seen it. I just seen it. There's a new one called Squawk. I want to check out Squawk and see what their newsfeed looks like. But this one just came in through financial juice. I just saw it. So if it's a repetition, oh, okay.
Yeah, because what he posted on my financial juice came in at 8.45.
Gotcha.
The way 27,000 is holding up, I'm thinking it might just end up going up eventually. But this is very little conviction.
But like I said, it wasn't going to be an easy trading day. Right?
No,
So
Nope.
don't expect easy. This was never going to be an easy trading day. Period. This wasn't going to be. Right.
Yep.
When you're not taking Asian low, right, or Asian high, and you're just weakening above those levels, or not taking London high, right? It's kind of a tricky market to trade.
Yeah.
This is exactly what you expect. You kind of end up with this kind of price action. And so this is the day you'd be happy for a 20-point move, because that's a big move on a day like this.
Yeah.
This is not a day where I'm looking to catch a 100-point move. 20 points, 50 points, I'm game. If it gives 100 points, I'll take it. If it gives me 80 points, that's a big win. Right? So right now, you really don't have a trade unless we close above 27.28. We can't close above 27.28. We're going to keep whiplashing until either these lows give up or 27.28 gives up. I kind of do like cells here though. Something deep in there is telling me these cells look beautiful coming off that boundary. But we've got the 1028 coming in about 17 minutes. So part of me wants to wait for that, but I do like these cells coming off this pullback, failure to break above 28, rollover, close below 27,000. I do like the cells. I do like cells for another maybe 20 points to retest that liquidity pool at 65. And actually, that would be about a 60-point move. I kind of like it, to be honest. I kind of like the cell. I kind of like it. Let me see if ES can break below. Let's see what's ES doing. I really like this cell.
It does look good. I also miss the bottom for upwards though.
Yeah, that's the only problem. 2 minute is stuck right down there. But see, 2 minute got room to dip a little, which tells me I don't know. I like the cell of that boundary. I like it. I like the cell of that boundary.
No, it does look good. It does look good though.
Yeah, I'm gonna
close below the boundary, take it to the sell side.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret not taking that sell. Yeah, fuck. That could have been it. I could have been done for the day. I'm gonna regret not taking that trade. I'm gonna regret not taking that trade. I like that sell back down to 65. I really do like it. It's not gonna move as fast, but I think it's gonna get back down there. Because it meets all the rules, right? It matches every criteria, right? It meets all the confluences. It lines up perfectly.
The only thing holding it back right now is those rejection points, and that's basically also the euro opening range. So,
telling you, I regret not taking that sell. I can just feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it.
I feel it in my bones.
Yep. I can feel it. I can just 65 incoming. I can feel this shit. Boy, oh boy. And if you get below 65, there's gonna be a flash. There's gonna be a flash to 900. It will be a flash to 900 if you get below 65. Because what you just had is a failed bull sweep, right? Bulls came in, bears were coming down, bulls came in, swept that back up, but you didn't break structure to continue anywhere, right? To keep pushing higher. So now you're coming back, you get below the bands, entry would have been 27,005. That would have been the best entry to come down to 65. Do we get 65? And if we don't, then I'm gonna entertain some buys if we can't get down to 65. I'll entertain buys above 28. That's the entry for a buy. 28. For a buy. Man, this market. You see, this is why you don't chase either, right? Because if we had chased into the sell, right? If we say, oh, it's gonna go 65 and we chase into it, stops right at 75 and bounces right back up, right? If we rush the buy before we close above 25, 28, then we get in trouble again. Right? So I need price to close above 28.
This is wow.
Not easy, right?
That looks like a weird W pattern also for me.
Yeah. And ES is taking off, so I think NQ is gonna follow suit here. If it can get above 28, it's a go. If it can't get above 28, you got no trade. You got nothing. If you can't get above 28, you got nothing. I like that the 2 minute is not rushing to make that move. So it's not bad. I mean, you just have to be patient, right? Just gotta sit on your hands for a bit and let things actually mature. Like I said, we're gonna get some kind of double bottom on the 32nd. Looks like that's what we're getting right now, right? So if we get above 28, we're gonna push, right? I got no doubt about that. There's a new season of From. Greg, are you watching that? Who was watching that? Is anybody watching that?
They're pretty good. From, I never gave it a chance.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
What?
From.
Huh?
From the show called From.
No.
I thought somebody in here was watching that. There's a new season. Season of From. I thought you were watching it. That's the show where people get stuck. They find a tree in the road and they just keep driving around the same city, and then some shenanigans begins to happen. Nobody remembers what I'm talking about. We talked about that show
No.
sometime.
We've talked about quite a few shows, but never
From? Oh man, I thought we talked about From. Yeah, there's a
talked about, like, you know, House of Dragons. What else?
Yeah, there's a new show. New season rather.
Are we gonna dump or are we gonna pump?
Yeah, so still couldn't get above 28 and came right back down. So right now you're pinned between 28 and 83, right? So in as much as I like sells, right, I probably won't sell anything until price gets below 83. Like, it does look good, right? Coming off of 27,000 to take sales, but no confirmation for me, right? So right now we're just sitting here waiting. Okay, it could be a double bottom. It could get, you know, if it breaks below 980, it's no longer a double bottom. This is just going lower. Right, I'm down 945. So 7 minutes to the next zone. So we'll just wait. Just wait for the next one. Wait for the next one. We got one trade out of this one, so that's good enough for me, right? Get a beautiful 80-point move out of this one, so we'll wait for the next. It's just building out. There's nothing we can do except sit in our hands and just wait.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, it's going to do something eventually, but there's no need for us to rush it. Just cooking. I don't know what she's cooking. She's cooking. Love this market. If you're in a rush to trade, you're gonna get clapped. You're gonna get everything handed to you except money. Nothing exciting about this. Rush it, you'll get crushed. We had two good trades, you know, two solid trades. So the rest of it is just being patient. Because even if this pumps, it's gonna pump into a 5-minute fair value gap. 27.35. So but I'd still entertain a buy, but you know, we're so close to the next one, so I'm just gonna wait for the next one. Just gonna wait for the next trading time. That's really it. I'm not gonna look for anything out of this one. This one is done. Got two trades, right? One trade at the open, second trade out of that 10, what is it, 928, whatever, 926, 928, 938, right? Got another trade out of that. So actually 3 trades total if you think about it, right? I think it was 926, and then we got 938, 2 trades out of 938, so I'm good. I'll wait for 1028. So just sit on your hands for now and let's wait, see what the next setup looks like. If nothing, 11 o'clock, we call it a day. Move on. Okay. Simple as that. Do we have news at 10:30?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think we have any more news till tomorrow. Consumer sentiment.
I mean, we have natural gas, but and that's in about 2.5 minutes.
Okay, so maybe that will make the market shake a little bit. There's no movement. It's like we're waiting for something. All you can do is wait. That's really it. Just wait. That's my data trade copy.
getting a breakout to the upside of the boundary.
It's almost there. We're just not getting close above that 28, right? So if this one closed above 28, you have an opportunity. But we're just not getting that close. So for me, it's just no trade. Right? Even with just that news, we've not pumped, right? So we got our range, right? We've got our trading time. We've got beautiful books shipping up there. So if we can get above, we can get this close to close above 28. I'd be interested, right? I could entertain that, right?
Yeah.
And I guess what it's gonna do, it's gonna close 100 points above. 100. It's a stupid market. So what you gonna do? There's nothing to do about that except just let it be, right? If it does something like that, there's nothing I can do about it except just let it be, and that's what I'll do. I'll let it be, right? I'm not here to force trades. All right. So we closed above. We got a fair value gap. Nitix is this above the boundary. All right, I'm gonna take that buy. Just gonna take that buy. It meets all the rules, so I'm in it. I'm in the buy. We're gonna let it raid. Let it raid. Yeah. All right, there you go. If you're in it, you have 15 points on that trade. Okay. It met every rule and passed every checkbox and every confluence. So take it. Right. Can't control everything, can't win them all. I just have to execute. And let whatever happens happen. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Watch. It's gonna run 200 points after I go away. Okay. Just watch this.
We took that entry, that's 85 ticks. Then it's just acting. Let's see if we can get to the Asia opening range. The very least, the TBR. HDI is kind of holding us back. Let's pull back. So we went up, closed that 5 minutes bearish gap, and we're coming right back down. Are you ready to sell? You faking people out again.
I think it's gonna ready to sell now.
Yeah, we went and swept Asia high.
Yeah, like it struggles to go up, but it comes back down hard. Clock. So let's see if this is the move.
Yeah. If you miss the first entry, this is your opportunity for another entry. Back to Asia high. Let's see if we reject again or this time we break through. Go.
I think it's gonna break through.
Anybody in the buys?
Yeah, I'm in the buys. I got in at 27. Yeah, close 27,000. Just writing it out.
Still rejecting Asia high though.
I think eventually you'll break.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right, because this is a 2-minute and 5-minute fair value gap. So eventually you get above 57.60 and then you go, right? But I think it's just going to inch its way up, or whichever direction it decides to do, it's just going to crawl to that direction. The market is waiting for something. I don't know what exactly. Are they having P stocks today?
Today is Thursday.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to have.
And also, I think this is kind of like what's the word? I don't know what word to use, but basically, effect from yesterday's earnings report.
I mean, there's that. I think they beat the earnings and missed something, right? Was it revenues or beat revenue, missed earnings? Something like that. Like, I can't remember what exactly happened. It could be that, or the market is just cooling off, getting ready for Friday shenanigans, right? Which is, are we gonna rally tomorrow and then gap down Sunday? Like some idiot is gonna go to a meeting and not come out with a decision. I don't know, right? So it's a lot going on right now. A lot of nothing as far as reaction. Right? Maybe everybody's waiting to hear what comes back from the P stocks. Maybe that's what's pending. I don't know. But barely any movement. Next opportunity will be about 11 o'clock. If you get nothing then, forget about it, right? Shut everything down and go to town. We can regroup privately after we shut down a stream, and we can chit chat. You gotta know when to walk away, right? You gotta know when to walk away.
Yep.
There's a time to take action, and there's a time to sit back and chill. Right? Because if the market is telling you, I have no volume, I got no juice, and you're forcing moves, forcing trades, well, who are you fooling? The market or yourself, right?
It's true.
Yeah. Yes. If you took the second entry, you should be protected. You got about 120 ticks from it. First entry went about 90 ticks. And like Ghost mentioned earlier, the way the market is flowing, you don't look for long moves. You get 60, 80 ticks, protect, lock in something. We are kind of slowly trending upwards though, so $106 on the first entry. $130 on the second entry. Lock in. Don't play yourself.
She goes. I think she's gonna do it. Is she gonna do it this time?
Let's go.
So I mean, you follow the rules. You're in the buy, right?
Yeah.
Just in the buy. Right? Whether you
Absolutely.
re-entered, right? You're in the buy because it satisfied everything, right?
Yep.
Satisfied everything.
Possible bull reversal. Daily opening coming.
It's 11 o'clock. We'll blow through it. Go and blow through it. And if you don't know what we're talking about, I mean, join the premium channel, right? Join Discord, join the premium channel. We talk about everything in there. And if you haven't been on the lives in a while, and you're coming in, after a long while, you might not know what we're talking about or why we're taking trades the way we're taking them. So just put in the reps, be more consistent, and get with the system, learn the system. Can't break down every detail, when we're kind of trying to trade. But if you stick around after the live session, you always break out, and ask questions if you got questions when we break out. Okay, but these buys are looking really good, right? You should be in profit by a lot. It's almost 200 ticks till now move. So should be up. Should be enjoying it, should be loving it. Is it just gonna stop here and pull back? I don't know. Okay. Right. You could literally pull back up here. Just you get pulled back right now. Looking at YM and ES though, I think you're gonna keep pumping. You're gonna go back to test 83s, and then you're gonna go to test 135. If you get above 83, get a close above 83, we're gonna go test 135.
That's 200 plus ticks on the second entry, and about the same on the first entry.
You can see what we did there though, right? Didn't rush the trade, 1028 didn't give us much. We sat back and waited for was it 938, right? Didn't give us a second trade we're looking for. We waited for 1028 shipped up. Everything lined up on the 1028, right? You look at market structure, you look at the rules for that trading time, and what did we do, right? Everything lined up, everything matched up, and we took a trade, right? We called that bull sweep, right? On the sell side liquidity, right? And we waited for our confirmation on the buy, and it lined up with everything. All our confluences were met. We took the trade, pushed up, gave you some 120, right? Pulled back, give you another entry, and now it has given you over 200, right? Almost 240 ticks on that trade. So you really can't lose unless you make a choice to lose, right? And I'll say that over and over and over, right? If you choose to lose, you will lose, and you will lose a lot, and I can't save you, right? But if you follow everything we put together, it's yours for the taking, right? It's yours for the taking. You gotta do is be patient, wait for things to line up, and execute, right? Okay, we could have taken an entry as low as 27,000. But again, if I gave you an entry at 27,000, what are you confluencing it with, right? What's your confluence to take that trade? Probably got nothing, right? And you won't even know why I'm taking a trade there. It won't make any sense, right? But if I give you 27.28, that's ample time for you to prepare for that trade, right? And so when we break 27.28 and we get a close right around 27.35, 27.37, you already knew that was coming before it even happened, right? Because I prepped you for that entry, right? And when it happens, right, you can already see what I'm seeing, especially if you've spent enough time with us to understand where we're taking interest, the way we take them, where we take them, right? Then you take that trade with confirmation. You get on 20 ticks, you get a nice pullback, and the pullback comes back 27.19, 27.17, and it closes perfectly at 27.28, right? Then you get another entry, 27.28, right? And then you just let that thing ride and you trail that thing up. And now you're looking for 27.120, and then above 120, you're looking for 135. Once we come up to 135, you want to be very careful. Okay. Once we come up to 35, you want to be very careful, right? Because we're retesting these 100s again. Do we get another sweep to come lower, or do we break above the 100s this time to go to 120? I think we're going for 120. Then above 120, we're retesting high of day, previous high of day, 135, right? We get above 135, we go 175. 175 goes to 203, right? If you're on the premium side, you have access to these tools. You can see the levels that we're looking at. Okay. So now you probably get a pullback here, right? Probably get a pullback here for a nice continuation.
We already smashed 300 ticks, so
right? You're up a lot. Up a lot. But just being patient and just executing. You look at the second entry. Second entry came in right at 28. How do you miss that when we've been calling that level all freaking for like 30 minutes straight, right? What was the level I called? 28. Has to get above 28 for almost 30 minutes. I said, no. If you're getting at 17, it's a nice entry. You're too early. There's no confirmation. 28 is your confirmation, right? And look where the second entry closes. 29, slightly above 28. You're in the trade. You have 300 ticks, right? There's somebody out there that's chasing, that's just getting at 100. That should not be you. If you're here, you shouldn't be getting at 100. You're late. If you're taking a trade at 100, you're late. Okay. Worst entry would have been about 35, 36. Okay. But the key here is I'm not telling you jump now. I'm not telling you buy now. No, I'm prepping you for what's going to happen if we close above a certain level. So you're prepped for it and you can execute on that trade ahead of time. Your job is to take action. Right? My job is to guide you, give you the tools and guide you on when to execute. Your job is to take action. You can't control the outcome. Right? What we say, our job is to execute. As long as everything lines up, we execute, right? The results are up to the Most High to deliver, not up to us. Because we don't know what's going to happen. We get up here and flash down. I got no crystal ball to tell you it's going to flash down, right? I got no crystal ball to tell you that some algo just came into the market and put a, put a crazy trade on, right? I don't have that crystal ball, right? I know what I know, and what I know is if it does this, I'm gonna do this, right? If it does this at this level, you should take this action, right? And so if you took the action, right, you're up over 70 points in profit. If you didn't take the action and you start to chase now, you're late. Right? You're late. What do we say? Okay, 9 whatever has not given us a move. What are we gonna do? Let's wait for 1028. Right?
Yep.
So we take a break and we watch what happens at 1028. Well, guess what? Because we waited, we skip over all the shenanigans from 10 to 1028. At 1028, we get a perfect entry, get a perfect trade. Right? We're just trading time. Right? We make our money. It's 11 o'clock. We shut down a YouTube stream. If you're on YouTube listening in, watching, you didn't make money. You chose not to make money. Right? Because we called everything.
Absolutely.
Right? You called everything. Now the best you can do is trail the trade. If you don't know how to trail a trade, don't know how to use an ATM, get into Discord. Teach you how to use ATMs. Right? You can't control the outcome. You can manage the trade. You can't control the result. I don't know if it's going to go to 130 now or if it's going to go there tomorrow, in an hour, in 20 minutes. Trump could tweet something and we could fly up there in a second. I don't know that. Right? It can happen. I know that's where it's going. It will get there eventually. Right? So anyway, I think we can probably shut down the YouTube stream and we can chit chat in Discord for a bit and we can call it a morning. Either way, beautiful day. Everybody should be deep in profit. Yeah, if you're not in profit, I don't know what to tell you. Can't save you. Can't help you.
Okay, so quick recap before we jump off the YouTube stream. We got our first entry on the stream, 818. That was a sell. That was an OSOB reversal sell that netted about 350 ticks. Then we waited patiently till we got an entry around 938 that ghost called for us off the 2717 move to the upside that yielded around 340 plus ticks. Subsequently, we got another sell, also called out by Ghost based on the strategy we were using. That yielded about 290 ticks, and then we got the chop. Like Ghost mentioned, we just waited till everything chopped itself out. Waited, got our move off the boundary again around 1032. Jumped in, got a pullback, second entry, and both of them delivered over 300 ticks. So all in all, more than just about 1,000 ticks for the day. Even though the market was choppy, we still managed to get about 1,000 ticks for the day. So everybody should have grabbed even a quarter of it and you should be fine for the day. This is where we call it a day on the YouTube stream. Thanks for joining us. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most important, subscribe for more. And if you want to join us to get access to the premium tools we have, as well as one-on-one access to Ghost, reach out to WBE Master on Discord or Telegram for access. Once again, this has been an edition of WBE TV. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.